The message arrived at Station Kepler 442 through the standard civilian communication array, flagged as low priority. Commander Thane Reeves almost deleted it along with the other spam that cluttered his inbox daily. But something made him pause, perhaps the awkward desperation in the subject line, or the sender's age, 12 years old. Dear Commander Reeves, my name is Emma Chen. I know you don't know me, but you knew my father, Captain David Chen. He died 3 years ago on the Proxima mission. My mom's birthday is in 2 weeks and she's so lonely. Could you please pretend to be my father at her party? I know it's weird, but I don't know what else to do. Thane sat back in his chair, the zero-gravity straps holding him loosely in place. David Chen. The name hit him like a railgun slug to the chest. They'd served together on the Vanguard, back before the expansion wars, before humanity learned it wasn't alone in the universe, and that most of their neighbors wanted them gone. David had been the kind of officer who remembered everyone's birthday, who'd share his ration of real coffee during the long watches, who'd died saving his entire crew when their ship's core went critical near Proxima Centauri. Thane had been on leave when it happened. He'd never forgiven himself for not being there. He read the message again, his jaw tightening. The girl had used her father's old military credentials to route the message directly to him, bypassing normal channels. Smart kid, desperate kid. Thane knew he should delete it. He had a station to run, a sector to patrol, and the Zitharan raiders had been probing their defenses for weeks. He had no business getting involved in the messy, painful affairs of a widow and her daughter. He typed out a brief, professional refusal. Then he deleted it and began drafting travel arrangements instead. 2 weeks later, Thane stood outside a modest apartment in the civilian district of Mars Colony 7, wearing his dress uniform and carrying a bouquet of Martian desert roses, genetically engineered to survive the harsh environment, stubborn and beautiful. Like humans, he thought. The door opened before he could knock. A girl with dark hair and her father's intense eyes stared up at him, her expression caught between hope and terror. You came, Emma whispered. I did. I didn't think. Her voice cracked. Nobody else would answer. I sent messages to 15 of Dad's old friends. 15. The number landed in Thane's gut like a stone. 15 people who'd served with David Chen, who'd called him brother, who couldn't spare a few hours for his grieving daughter. I'm here now, Thane said simply. Emma's mother, Dr. Lisa Chen, appeared behind her daughter. She was younger than Thane expected, with exhaustion carved into the lines around her eyes. She'd been pretty once, she still was, under the weight of 3 years of single parenthood and grief. Emma, what did you... Lisa stopped, recognizing his uniform, the rank insignia. Her face went pale. Oh God, is this about David? Did something... No, ma'am, Thane said quickly. Nothing like that. I'm Thane Reeves. I served with your husband. Your daughter invited me to your birthday celebration. Lisa's eyes widened, then narrowed at her daughter. Emma, please don't be mad, Mom, Emma said, her voice small. I just wanted you to have one normal birthday, where someone remembered, where you could talk about Dad with someone who knew him. The silence stretched. Thane watched emotions war across Lisa's face, anger, embarrassment, pain, and finally, something that might have been gratitude. The flowers are lovely, Lisa said quietly. Please come in. The apartment was small but warm, filled with photos of David Chen in better days. The birthday party consisted of a homemade cake, some decorations that Emma had clearly put up herself, and 3 place settings at a table meant for 4. Thane told stories. He told them about the time David had reprogrammed the ship's AI to sing opera whenever the captain entered the bridge. About the poker games where David always lost because he couldn't bluff to save his life. About the morning David had discovered his coffee had been replaced with decaf and had declared it a crime against humanity. Lisa laughed, actually laughed, for the first time in the evening. Emma watched her mother with such fierce protective love that Thane had to look away. He talked about you, Lisa said suddenly, in his last transmission. He said if anything happened I should reach out to you, that you'd help. Thane's throat tightened. I didn't know. The message was corrupted. I only recovered fragments last year. She paused. I was too proud to ask. But I wasn't, Emma said, lifting her chin. Thane looked at this fierce girl who'd tracked him down across light years, who'd swallowed her fear to help her mother, who'd done what 15 adults couldn't be bothered to do. This was what David had died protecting. Not just humanity as an abstract concept, but humans. Specific, stubborn, loving humans who refused to give up. "Your father would be so proud of you," Thane said. Emma's eyes filled with tears. "I miss him." "Me too, kid." 4 hours later, as Thane prepared to leave, Lisa stopped him at the door. "Thank you," she said. "I know this was strange, inappropriate, probably." "It was necessary," Thane corrected. "And it was an honor." "Will you—" Lisa hesitated. "Would you consider coming back? Maybe calling sometimes? We both need— I'll be here for her next birthday," Thane said. "And Emma, I'll send you weekly messages. Nothing fancy. Just check-ins." Emma nodded, crying openly now. As Thane walked back to the transit station, he thought about humanity's place in the cosmos. The other species saw humans as aggressive, unpredictable, dangerously sentimental. They were right. Humans would cross star systems for a child's desperate plea. They would die for strangers. They would remember their dead and honor those memories with absurd, beautiful gestures. The Zitharans thought that made humanity weak. They had no idea how wrong they were. Thane pulled out his communicator and began drafting messages to 14 other people who'd served with David Chen. It was time they remembered what they were actually fighting, for one stubborn, desperate, loving human at a time.